Oh, can you reach and shut that light off, Ryan? Outside, it's outside the door.
What did you do to your voice? Because you kind of sounded like crap.
Yeah, I did. I agree.
Honey and whiskey. Come on.
Hey, are we live? We're live.
Sweet.
We can't see any of you guys.
Jackpot.
That's fine.
You can see my beard. Check
Good.
this out.
It shimmers with the gray.
That's right.
That doesn't help. There.
You don't want to see my ugly mug anyway.
That's all right. All right, we're going to start this here. Stations, this is a pre-recorded show for May 4th, 2024. Anybody watching this ahead of time here, we're going to start here in a few minutes and take it from there. So, all right. Master John, give me a test.
Check, Niner.
All right. Jay,
Bingo.
give me a test.
10-4, 10-4.
Like, you got to hold it right up to your mouth.
Hello.
You're on. I got you.
Okay, he's got me.
Just playing with the audio here.
Chicken, bow, bow.
There you are. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Brown chicken,
chicken,
brown
brown
cow.
All right. Minute 45 to showtime here. So
is this a grind your gears show?
kind of, sort of. I need my phone, but it's in the other area. So
Well, why don't someone get it?
I'll get it here in the first break.
Where's that?
It's in the back room, plugged in the back corner.
The cabin room
Yep.
through the living room.
All right, stations. We're going to start here. Well, my clock is going to be 8:06.
You see his shirt?
It's a nice shirt. That's his high school picture.
Best birthday.
He has not
present
aged.
ever.
He has not aged yet.
Do you still have that shirt?
We were discussing that. I think I had it, but I think it's now gone. I think Mom threw it out finally.
All right. We got one person watching here tonight. They're like, no, they hung up. They're like, nope. We're out of here. All right, stations, 30 seconds, showtime.
That would be a 30-year-old shirt as of this day.
Nice.
Yeah, because that would have been not quite 29 years. That would have been 95.
Right on.
Ouch.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Heard all across the Dakota Territory and great stations like KGFX out of Pierre, South Dakota, KOLY in Mobridge, South Dakota, home of Lake Oahe, best fishing in the world, and K-Fire 550 Bismarck, Mandan, KCJB, and Minot, and on the western edge, KLTC. Good to have you along. Also, everybody watching and following along on the YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Good to have you along here today. Just as a heads up, if you're listening to this on the radio side of things, this is pre-recorded the evening before. And the reason is it is branding season. So when it comes to branding season, it is time to help the neighbors out. And very few people are doing the roping and dragging side of things. But when they do, you try to help out every neighbor as you can, because you need the help back eventually someday. On the radio program with me, coming all the way from Minnesota, Master John Anderson. How you doing?
Good morning, Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I was
Yeah.
glad to make the 8-hour trip for this event.
Yeah.
Love this time of the year.
And you're going to be here at the end of the month.
Dang,
During my
Skippy.
branding.
I will be back
Right.
again as long as my pickup holds together. I had the one
Okay.
year where the transmission went out on the
Yeah.
way. I was in South Dakota just barely and blew the transmission, so that was bad.
Yeah.
Jay had a comment about that, but we're not going to talk about that.
Well, you are
What?
from Minnesota, so that
That
we'll
happens.
get into that here. We'll get into that on the later side of things here. Jay Berg is also in the air chair. Thank you. Jay Berg, how you doing?
Very good.
Oh, hold
Honor to
on.
be
You got to
here.
get that mic right up in there, man.
An honor to be here, and an honor for the fact that you're doing this show to make our branding tomorrow morning
That's right.
ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm coming to your Brandon. That's why we're doing this ahead of time. So if you're listening on this and terrestrial radio, you cannot call in today. But if you're watching on YouTube tonight, Steve's watching. He's in there. He's following along. Ryan Pagel is also in here. If you are watching on the YouTube side of things, the Pagel, the one, the only,
The man, the myth,
the legend.
The man of very many words.
Very few.
Yeah,
in fact.
very few, very few. All right. Anyway, coming up here this hour on Dakota Prairie Outdoors, it's going to be kind of a free-for-all on topics that I would like to ask these guys. I'm in the outdoors industry side almost every day, looking in information and trying to figure things out. So I'm going to bring some of these questions up to these guys. And as we do this here, we're going to start out with wolves that were released in Colorado. This was done here a few months ago. They released 10 wolves. And all of a sudden, ranchers are having cattle getting killed.
Really?
Shocker.
Surprises me.
Okay, so the first wolf that they got was actually from Michigan. It was not one that they transplanted there. They tracked it back to Michigan. That's how far they're traveling. The second one has been killing cattle after cattle after cattle on different ranches all the way through. So they finally had to just take care of it, get that problem taken care of.
Okay, so wait a minute. So they trapped this wolf and then brought it back?
Okay, so they brought 10 wolves from, I think it was Canada. Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. Thank you.
And
You can use a microphone if you're going to yell
and they
at me. like this.
transplanted them back
And-
to.
And they put them down in Colorado.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Okay, because the I don't want to say greenies, the furries out there are trying to repopulate the wolves. And they're still on the endangered species list, by the way, in some areas. Okay. So they're trying to repopulate these, and the ranchers really try to go at them and say, no, we don't think that's a good idea. And they lost that whole thing because there's way more people in the cities that don't have to deal with them than they are in the country. And now they're causing issues. We're talking calf after calf and cow after cow. They're really going through them. And there's supposed to be a program where these ranchers can say, we've lost these and we get payment back on it. But you're only getting the cost of the cow or the calf at this point. But if that cow raises a calf for 10 years from now, they're not paying for that. It's only right there, right now.
Mhm.
Okay. So you got to understand the ranching community side of things. We look at our cattle as a long-term investment, not a just year by year investment. All right. And so anyway, this is what's going on. They're having issues within months after releasing these things. And the ranchers are unhappy. The city slickers are loving life because they have no problems with them. What's your guys' take on this? I mean,
But they're bringing an animal that's from Canada down to
Oregon.
this-
They brought them from Oregon. Sorry.
from Oregon to this area. And are you allowed to hunt these animals?
No.
How
You
is
cannot
that
do that.
even possibly legal? To bring them to an area where they're not allowed to be hunted?
Endangered Species Act. That's how it's legal.
And you talked opportunity costs on the ranchers. If they're are they even paying what their actual market value
No.
is on a cow or calf right now?
No. I couldn't say that for sure. I doubt that they're paying what, even if here's the thing, even if they're paying market cost what a calf or a cow is worth at this point, we're in it to raise it for at least 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Not just a 1 year thing. That's a 1 year payment. That's not helping.
Well, and you can't replace that animal right now. You lose it,
Oh, you can, but it's going to cost you,
but even at the cost they pay you, you can't define that
No.
quality to replace it. It's
No.
not going to occur.
especially if you raise your herd for forever in your own side of things, right? You can continue talking.
Wow.
I'm trying to. I'm producing my own show.
I'm
here,
trying
so-
to wrap my head around all of this. How you can bring an animal to an area where you can't actually hunt it, but it's all of a sudden magically endangered. So
Oh no,
we
they've
can't
been on
hunt-
the endangered species list forever.
But here's a new take: release it in town. Same way with the coyotes
I
coming
don't-
in town. No,
I-
release it
No,
in town
no.
and let the city people find out in their backyard.
No, you got to remember that argument has been brought up so many times, and they always say, "Well, the city has different ordinances than the rest of there." And I always say, bring it to the county. Let the counties produce their own ordinances because the law starts at the county level.
By law,
Man. So, Mr. Pega, what do you say?
Okay. As far as the whole bringing the whole coyote thing into the conversation, you
Okay.
take a look at California, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, you got these coyotes coming in
Into town.
into town, taking pets,
Yep.
whatever, have you right off people's porches. Okay, California has a no coyote hunting policy.
They just implemented that 2 years ago. Yes.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Now, how could you justify saying, hey, these animals are worth not controlling? They have to be controlled to a point.
So you have to remember a couple things, okay? The people that put these laws into place and are pro wildlife running rampant, right? They think differently than we do. Okay. This is in this, and a lot of people say, well, Scott, you're preaching to the choir in North and South Dakota, where in 6 states and 2 Canadian provinces. We're not preaching to the choir anymore. There's people in our state that think grizzly bears should be reintroduced and wolves should be introduced into Badlands in North and South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
They're here.
Mm-hmm.
They're here. They're trying to get that passed.
Well, yeah, they're already here. However, but as far as deportation to livestock, once these animals get the taste for these
Oh.
animals, it's a whole different story.
Absolutely. We'll come back after the first break here. We have the wealth of knowledge in the studio here with me this morning. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Thanks for tuning in on many great radio stations all across the Dakota Territory. We'll be back with more information and talking about different things. And we'll hit the grizzly bears coming up too, right after these messages.
Hi, this is Ben Rain from the Home Agency. We are living in some of the wildest weather and commodity markets in the history of the U.S., and there are federally subsidized programs to help you manage these risks. On 3 June at 5:30 p.m., we'll be hosting a meeting in Bowman, North Dakota at the Sweetwater Country Club to teach you how to use the pasture, range, and forage and livestock risk protection policies in your operation. We will show you how we look at rainfall intervals and indexes and discuss the cattle markets. Also presenting will be Dr. Jennifer Young, the senior ruminant nutritionist from Ralco, discussing livestock nutrition. If you're interested in attending, you must RSVP with JC at 1-800-245-4241, as seating is limited. We look forward to seeing you there.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been a leader in ag financing because we understand the business of creating relationships is more than an interest rate. Agriculture is a foundation to the community, and we are here to help your operation expand, grow, and continue to the next generation. Talk to our ag lending team today.
Community looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's a tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19 plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran owned and operated. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. The Lee Angus Ranch annual production bull sale is coming up on Tuesday, May 14th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Livestock Market. Selling 55 performance-tested registered yearling bulls, sons of Sitz Stellar, Sitz Resilient, Coalition, and Cowboy Up. Videos and a full sale catalog can be found at leeangusranch.com. Plus, you can find videos and bid on sale day at DV Auction. All bulls are guaranteed to be breeders. The Lee Angus Ranch annual bull sale coming up on Tuesday, May 14th, 1 p.m. at Bowman Livestock Market.
I'm Dale Falke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner in ag lending. With our deep understanding and appreciation for the Western way of life, we proudly accept, respect, and promote the values that define our community. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or business owner, we are here to support your financial needs and help you thrive. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for all your banking needs.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Ben Rain from the Home Agency. We are living in some of the wildest weather and commodity markets in the history of the U.S., and there are federally subsidized programs to help you manage these risks. On 3 June at 5:30 p.m., we'll be hosting a meeting in Bowman, North Dakota at the Sweetwater Country Club to teach you how to use the pasture, range, and forage and livestock risk protection policies in your operation. We will show you how we look at rainfall intervals and indexes and discuss the cattle markets. Also presenting will be Dr. Jennifer Young, the senior ruminant nutritionist from Ralco, discussing livestock nutrition. If you're interested in attending, you must RSVP with JC at 1-800-245-4241, as seating is limited. We look forward to seeing you there.
On that road, don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition on a beautiful Saturday morning here. This is pre-recorded, by the way, so if you're listening this on the local radio station, the reason we're pre-recording it here this morning is with the branding crew, as we're going to be at the, well, it's kind of the kickoff branding here, as if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah, he's behind me here. Yeah, hold on. I got to turn your microphones up here. And so it's the kickoff branding, not for everybody, but tomorrow is. And branding season in our area is kind of an important thing. So we got Master John Anderson
And I'm
From-
here.
Wilmer, Minnesota.
8-hour drive. And I tell you what, the people always ask me about coming out. Why do you drive 8 hours for branding? They're like, why would you spend that much time coming out here? And I tell them the same thing. What you don't understand is the community that comes together for this kind of an event. You've got neighbors that'll drive from
8 hours.
yeah, well, 8 hours, but like 30 miles, 50 miles, 60 miles, whatever. And why do they come together? Is for an event like this. And guess what happens the next day? Another branding at somebody else's ranch. And
Yeah.
everybody understands, the ranch owner knows that if I'm going to have a successful branding, I've got to have some people that'll come together and help me put this event on. And they understand the strengths of each person that's there. I mean, somebody like me, I don't ride horse. I don't know what I'm doing.
You did today.
Well, I did. It wasn't pretty, but I mean, yeah. Your horse did not agree with me.
My
so
my horse did not like you at all.
your horse, as Jay said, your horse figured me out within a minute
Yeah.
and just stopped. And they're like, no, we're going back to the barn. I'm like, no, we're going this way.
Sometimes
No.
the horses are smarter than the riders.
Correct. But the beautiful thing is any smart rancher knows, and I've seen this, I've been out here for I don't know how many years coming off of brandings, is the ranch owner knows what each person can bring to the table, and they put them in a position where they can succeed. I mean,
Yeah.
you've had me wrestling, and everybody says, oh, wrestling, and that's the kids stuff. That's what the young kids
I'm
do.
the oldest wrestler in this
Kind of
country.
thing. And I'm 54 4 years old, and I
Okay,
will
you're
get
the
down,
oldest wrestler.
and I will wrestle. I am the oldest wrestler out there, but you know what? I know that I know what I'm doing. I know
Yeah.
that I can help out, and I know that that's the way that I can make things move forward. You know, you put me on a horse with a rope, yeah, there's going to be a wreck going to happen. But
Yeah, well, you can have a wreck with somebody that's been on a horse with a rope all their life. There's still wrecks possible.
This is true. This is true.
Okay.
But when you're talking about brandings and about the season coming up, you know, Jay's branding is coming up tomorrow, and I travel out for that also, just because I know that I can be a part of this. I what you guys don't understand is what you've got out here in North Dakota. You know, in where I'm
South
from,
Dakota.
well, anywhere, you know, where I'm from, people don't come together like this. You don't have neighbors come
Hold
over.
on. No, you're from South Dakota originally.
I
What part?
grew up in LaBolte, South Dakota.
Ooh, that's French.
Yeah, right next to Millbank. I mean, I'm just off the border of Minnesota, so
Yeah.
that's where I grew up. You know, farming. You know, we had cattle. We didn't ranch. We didn't brand, but we had cattle, kind of thing. But even in our area, if a neighbor has problems, you didn't have a neighbor come over and help you so much. Out here, if you've got, you know, problems, people will come and help you. I mean, I remember hearing stories about, you know, you kept the fire truck out here, you know, during fire season. You had was it Amadon?
Rame
That
fire truck.
Rame
yeah.
fire truck out here in case there was a fire out here. You know, Jay had a buddy of his down in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, that had fires down there, and
Yeah.
Jay hops in his pickup, and I'm seeing videos of him driving overnight, going down there to help him because they had a fire down there, and he shows up with fencing supplies. I mean, people don't do that where I'm from. And so of course I'm going to drive 8 hours to be a part of this, because this is something that's important. In my little part in this is nothing, but I feel like when I'm doing this, I'm helping out a bigger picture, and that's where, of course, I'm going to drive out here for this. So yeah, so that's my story. So anyway, ranching.
No, it's good to hear that. Okay, and it's nice to hear that from a different perspective, because this is what we do. Right? I mean, we do this every day, and we feel this is a normal thing. And from what you're saying, from an outside perspective, helping people is not normal anymore.
It's not.
Isn't that the strange thing to hear? Isn't
100%.
I mean that's
100%. And you guys,
yeah.
I even hear
that just
through
takes me by surprise.
I even
right?
hear through the winter time. I've been friends with you guys for a long time, and I hear in the winter time you guys are both talking about, you know, why am I still doing this? You know, this sucks. I mean, you may have a bad winter where, you know, you've got a stillborn calf, or you've got the last time I was out here, during a snowstorm, and the heifer rolled down the hill when we fed him.
Yeah, and died.
Yeah, kind of thing, you know, with a calf in her, you know, and you're like, why do I do this? Well, what's happening this month is why you do this. I mean, you've got this whole community that comes together, you know, just because they want to be a part of it. And you guys up here, you see it, you understand it, but you really don't understand it. You know, me as an outsider, I'm like, yeah, dang right, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of an event where people come together, not because they're asked to, not because they're told to, but because they want to. And that's
true.
what we're missing.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of this, and I want to. I'll drive 8 hours all day long. This is what it's about.
Yeah. That's interesting from the outside point of view, because, you know, we have our ups and downs. I think anybody with any job has an up and down. But at the end of the day, when it comes to branding season, we get together as a group of people, and we finally get to see each other after a long winter and calving, right? And we finally get to see each other, and it's like, oh, it's a community event. Ryan, what do you got to say to this?
Well, what I have to say is that, yes, the big thing about the branding season, it's a social event.
Yeah.
It's not about being on social media per se. It's about being out in the society, mixing with your neighbors, people, interacting one-on-one with other people, not on your phones, whatever. But it's more, you know.
Don't you think it's more it's kind of an educational thing? Okay, so I have people from from cities coming out that don't usually, I mean, this isn't what they do for their life. And they come out and they start talking. Like last year, I had the iHeartMedia boss out here, right? He wanted to know what people are dealing with. And he got an earful from a lot of people. I think Brandings would be a great place for local game and fish employees or administration to come out. And I know they have advisory meetings across some places. This would be the place to really hear what's going on. I mean, we just had neighbors that came up and dropped a calf off today. They're having issues with coyotes. I mean, losing lots of calves. Coyotes are a big issue. A lot of people are like, oh, aren't your cows good enough to like, the coyotes are smart. They're evolving and knowing what's going on. But then we get bigger predator animals. We have mountain lions. Sorry to tell you this, North and South Dakota, we got wolves in this country. Whether you want to admit it or not, they're here. And now grizzly bears are looking at coming this way out of Montana, right? Because they're getting pushed out of that area. But anyway, we'll talk more about that here in the second half of the hour. We're getting too close. We didn't even talk about wolves again. We were supposed to come back and talk about wolves.
Sorry.
Now we got more predator issues that we're going to get into. Plus, you know what? In North Dakota, you know what opened up 2 days ago? Paddlefish snagging season, baby.
Nice.
Have you guys seen what paddlefish look like?
I have not.
The most prehistoric fish in the Dakota Territory I've ever seen in my life.
They are a cool looking fish. Never had the opportunity to.
Oh, I love it. North and South Dakota. I know parts of South Dakota, they have different seasons and different ones of their lakes along the Missouri River system. Certain parts are open right now, and I seen pictures on social media, and that's why I wanted my phone, is there's some big boys coming out. Big ones coming up. We'll talk more about that second half of the program coming up your way. This is Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Scott Bachmeyer here with the rest of the crew. Ryan Pagel, the birthday boy Jay Berg, and also Master John Anderson. Driving 8 hours to make sure to come out here for branding, get on the radio program. This is pre-recorded, by the way, so if you're listening on the regular radio station side of things, it is pre-recorded. No calls today. But if you would like to text while we're out branding tomorrow, you can feel free to do that. That's not a problem. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Hi, this is Ben Rain from the Home Agency. We are living in some of the wildest weather and commodity markets in the history of the U.S., and there are federally subsidized programs to help you manage these risks. On 3 June at 5:30 p.m., we'll be hosting a meeting in Bowman, North Dakota at the Sweetwater Country Club to teach you how to use the pasture, rangeland, and forage and livestock risk protection policies in your operation. We will show you how we look at rainfall intervals and indexes and discuss the cattle markets. Also presenting will be Dr. Jennifer Young, the senior ruminant nutritionist from Ralco, discussing livestock nutrition. If you're interested in attending, you must RSVP with JC at 1-800-245-4241, as seating is limited. We look forward to seeing you there.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been a leader in ag financing because we understand the business of creating relationships is more than an interest rate. Agriculture is a foundation to the community, and we are here to help your operation expand, grow, and continue to the next generation. Talk to our ag lending team today.
Community looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's a tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19 plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran-owned and operated. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. The Lee Angus Ranch annual production bull sale is coming up on Tuesday, May 14th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Livestock Market. Selling 55 performance-tested registered yearling bulls, sons of Sits Stellar, Sits Resilient, Coalition, and Cowboy Up. Videos and a full sale catalog can be found at leeangusranch.com. Plus, you can find videos and bid on sale day at DV Auction. All bulls are guaranteed to be breeders. The Lee Angus Ranch annual bull sale coming up on Tuesday, May 14th, 1 p.m. at Bowman Livestock Market.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner in ag lending. With our deep understanding and appreciation for the Western way of life, we proudly accept, respect, and promote the values that define our community. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or business owner, we are here to support your financial needs and help you thrive. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for all your banking needs.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Ben Rain from the Home Agency. We are living in some of the wildest weather and commodity markets in the history of the U.S., and there are federally subsidized programs to help you manage these risks. On 3 June at 5:30 p.m., we'll be hosting a meeting in Bowman, North Dakota at the Sweetwater Country Club to teach you how to use the pasture, rangeland, and forage and livestock risk protection policies in your operation. We will show you how we look at rainfall intervals and indexes and discuss the cattle markets. Also presenting will be Dr. Jennifer Young, the senior ruminant nutritionist from Ralco, discussing livestock nutrition. If you're interested in attending, you must RSVP with JC at 1-800-245-4241 as seating is limited. We look forward to seeing you there.
On that road, don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Good to have you along here. If you're listening on the radio, it is pre-recorded from the night before. Sorry to say that, but it is branding season. And when a friend asks for help, you help them. And it's branding season, so you might see this maybe once or twice here this month coming up your way. Steve, thanks for tuning in here during the pre-show here. Josh, appreciate you coming on here. We got a whole slew of people in studio with me here. We got the birthday boy, Jay Berg. It's branding that we're going to be there tomorrow. And Master John Anderson all the way from Glick, Minnesota. Home of Glick beer.
Glick beer. Yum.
Ryan Jacobson.
The man,
we call
the legend.
We call him the dumpster.
The dumpster.
Ryan Jacobson. What the hell?
I'm sorry, Ryan Pagel.
The dumpster.
Too many Ryans in this country. Sorry about that, Mr. Pagel. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the first half of the show, we covered wolves, we covered brandings. And now the second half of the show, paddlefish season is underway. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, 131-pound female.
Nice.
Monster
monkey
up by the confluence by Williston, North Dakota. There's portions of South Dakota has different lake systems all the way through the Missouri River, which is cool. A lot of people don't realize how many lakes are on the Missouri River.
There's a lot.
I think there's like 5 or 6 just between the Dakotas. Right. And anyway, so this is what's going on. Paddlefish snagging season is on the, and if you want to see more of these pictures, which is kind of cool. So
say that again, paddlefish snagging. You got to explain that.
So okay.
That's where I'm a little confused on what you're doing.
Snagging. It's not what you do in the nightclubs in Minnesota. Well, maybe not. Maybe.
Could it work?
It could work. So you get a 12-foot fishing rod. Right. So like Andy Anderson from Williston from Anderson Outdoors up there.
Okay.
I used to have him on every single gear. This guy sets everybody up in the Williston area how to paddle fish, right? Big rod, heavy line, a big weight, and a treble hook. and
no
you launch
bait, no bait on
no
them?
bait. You launch this thing out into the river, and as far as you can, and you just start ripping your rod back, reeling. And what you're doing is they're bottom feeders.
Okay.
So all you're trying to do is just snag that hook into one of them. And when you
As they're
do,
on the bottom.
hold on. Everybody else that's on the shore gets out of your way, and
Really?
it is on. And the cool thing about this, if you ever seen a video of people paddlefish snagging, is everybody's working together.
Oh,
Nobody
nice.
knows each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows each other on the whole shore. But if you snag one,
Everybody else is out.
everybody else reels in, and they're like getting out of the way.
They're
and
like, get it,
yeah,
get it.
helping
Nice.
you out. Yeah.
Nice.
131 pound, right? Trying to
That's a
reel that thing
moose.
in.
How
Yeah.
do you reel 131
Now
pound?
I seen Jay pull in a half-pound walleye on Lake Oahe in Mobridge, and he was shocked when he got this thing in.
That was
He was-
work, man.
It ended up being a tree, but still,
He reeled in a tree.
I was excited.
it was a stickfish.
a half-pound stickfish tree. Nice.
So Josh says that would be a trip to catch something like that. I got a pike the other day, and it was about 12 pounds. So if you ever got a northern pike, right?
Mm-hmm.
12 pounds, pretty good size. Okay.
Yeah, that's plenty.
They put on a fight, put 131 pounds on the end of your line. Wow. That would be awesome. I'm sorry. If it wouldn't be during calving and branding season, I would be doing this every year. Every year.
How do you hold on to some of that without a chair and the holster?
Oh,
You know,
no,
like-
they're-
like
no,
deep sea
no.
fishing. They got the chair and the
just run up
holster thing.
These are Dakota people. We don't need no stinking chair.
It would be equivalent to that roper bringing out that single high hawked calf that he probably should have not.
off a horse, not on a horse.
Yeah. On a Shetland pony. Yeah. So no, paddlefish season going on across the Dakota Territory. Good luck to everybody out there doing it. And if you want to find out more on Facebook, if you want to see updated pictures, so North Star Caviar, they're back. And what they do is if you catch a paddlefish or snag one, you take it to them, they'll clean it, they'll take everything and do whatever you want with it. All they take is the caviar out of it.
So they do everything else. Like they'll
fillet
clean it,
they'll-
fillet
they'll
it,
skin
they'll
it.
lay
If you-
everything out.
if you want to do
mount
it,
whatever.
if you want to do a trophy mount, they'll skin it. They'll fillet the meat
And all
for
they
you.
take is a caviar.
All they want is the caviar.
Wow.
The best caviar in the world is out of North and South Dakota paddlefish.
Really? That surprises me.
And I don't know what good caviar is because I don't think it tastes worth nothing.
I
I would
don't think I've
rather
ever
drink
had
this
caviar.
entire bottle of ivermectin
I've
straight
never had
than
caviar.
to have
so
caviar. Okay.
I don't know for sure, but seriously, the best caviar in the world they're getting from
Right here
these,
from North and South
these
Dakota.
fish.
Right here.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
That's why they come out. So they stopped doing this a couple years, and they came back and now they're doing it again. But anyway, if you want to go to Facebook, go to North Star Caviar, and they are posting pictures after day one by 7 p.m. 167 paddlefish were taken.
After day one, 100 and how many?
167.
On the first day? How long's the season? Or how long does it
I
go?
think they have a limit of so many. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure about that.
but in the
Jennifer.
first day, that's impressive.
that's huge. That's huge.
nice.
Right.
Nice.
Josh says smoked paddlefish is good eating. Not sure about the caviar.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I
and
would respect that.
yeah, absolutely. I've never had smoked paddlefish, but I guarantee I'd rather have that than caviar.
Mm,
Well, I
correct.
tell you what, smoked fish anytime probably beats caviar anytime anyway.
I've never understood the caviar, the finer things in life like that.
No.
I've never understood that. Never have. But anyway, if you want to look at the updated photos as they're going through here, and so these paddlefish, I mean, they're everywhere from 10 pounds to 150 pounds. I mean, you can get big, small, whatever. But I know in North Dakota, they have I think it was every other day. There's certain days you got to catch and release, and certain days you got to keep them. And just
Hold
depends on which
so
day
say
it
that.
is.
So hold on. Say that again. So there's certain days when you can actually keep them, and other days when you have to release them.
Correct.
What?
That's how they manage them.
Oh, really?
And I don't have time to look it all up and everything like that, but I could. But
But that's
yeah, like I think it's like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are certain days, either catch and release or you got to keep, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays are the other way
Really?
around.
that surprises me.
That's in North Dakota.
Oh,
Well, what about
South Dakota.
Sundays?
Sunday? That's when you go to church, my friend.
exactly.
You don't fish on Sundays.
Sunday. Nobody
Go to
fishes
church.
on Sundays. I'm surprised that they regulate it like that. So they can do that. They can really. So hold on. So they can really regulate what days you can keep, what day you got to get them back.
They're right. I don't know. Here's the thing about the fisheries in the Dakota Territory. They do a heck of a job.
Nice.
We have some of the best fishing around the world here, man. We really do. So the
Nice.
mayor of Mobridge tuned in,
Right on.
and he says, "Whoever thought of eating fish eggs anyway?"
That was Ryan.
You know who?
No,
Somebody,
it wasn't me.
somebody that was so like hungry that they had to try something. I mean, how hungry do you got to be?
To eat fish eggs.
But to be fair,
Rocky Mountain oysters.
that's
and
exactly
fish eggs.
fair.
Same
To be
thing.
fair, that's exactly where I was going with that. You guys settle down over there. Jeez.
That's Jay. You said Rocky Mountain.
Yeah,
oysters
and everything goes
stuff
wild in the
happens.
background over there.
So
Yeah.
explain again to the public about Rocky Mountain oysters. The Jay
Rocky
likes.
Mountain oysters are, but they're a delicacy.
And delicious.
They're a little rich. You don't want a whole lot of them. I'll tell you that.
Deep fried.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah. So everybody knows that Rocky Mountain. I never knew them as Rocky Mountain. We just called them mountain oysters when growing up. I didn't know about the Rocky Mountain thing.
Oh, really?
I
That was
I didn't either. I heard oysters, and I've heard people call them Rocky Mountain oysters. or
I don't know
just
where that came from.
calf nuts fit me.
Good enough. Good enough. That's as
Yep.
clean as we can say it on the radio at this point here. One of you guys should look it up. Where did Rocky Mountain oyster, the terminology, come from? That's what I want to know here.
That's
All
a
right.
good-
So besides this, we're in the middle of turkey season right now. And I've seen some turkeys. My cow dog almost got one this morning. Yeah. That's a terrible gobble, but nice try.
Your cow dog, Sunka or
Yes.
Blue?
Sunka. The blue is too. He weighs 78 pounds.
He's happy.
He ain't going-
He's
he-
happy and he's old. He's fine.
He's retired and he deserves to be fat and healthy.
He did his thing.
He did.
He's good.
He did.
But Sunka's got to earn her place.
Oh man, she was after that thing. She was like 3 inches away from getting my tag filled this morning. I was so excited. And it's probably illegal as all get out for my cow dog to get my turkey tag. But still, she was after it. And it was pretty funny. It was a small Tom, but it worked. So we got that going on.
It's a good story.
My wife drew her elk tag this year.
Nice. Nice.
And her only thing is she's going after a cow. Because
Really?
we've fed over 60 plus cow elk for the last 10 years, all winter long, liquid feed, really expensive mineral, and trying to give the best hay that we can to my cows, beef cows.
Yeah.
These elk should taste pretty good. She's jacked about it.
So you got her going after that lead cow?
Well, if we can find the lead cow, yes. Anything with a collar, yes. But I'm excited for this. And you know why? She wants to hunt elk. She has no desire to hunt anything else. But she says as much fence and feed as they have taken through the last 10 years, she's ready for this. So
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm
Nice.
so excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of your
So here's my question.
here.
Here's my question to you guys. Of course, we're going to shoot suppressed.
Of course.
There's no other way. When you put a suppressor on a rifle, it takes all the kick away. Okay. I feel. I don't know about you guys. So my choices for her to shoot 300 Win Mag, 28 Nosler, or my 6.5 Creedmoor. Oh, Jay's reaching for the mic. He's like, I have an answer for this. I have an answer for this. What do you think, guys?
Let her enjoy the hunt. if it's not a windy day, the 6.5 Creedmoor is just going to be fun.
Okay.
Fun how?
Josh says on YouTube, he says 28 Nosler.
I would have to agree with that 28 Nosler as long as it's suppressed, of course, because that 28 Nosler is going to pack a punch. And
No, it does not. My 22 250 kicks harder than my 28 Nosler. So this 28 Nosler is right behind me. I can't. It's right here. I can't show it on YouTube. I'll get kicked off again. So this was custom made by Alliance Custom Armory out of South Dakota. This rifle is so sweet shooting. It literally feels like you're shooting a 223. It's that nice and easy.
Nice.
So I agree. 28 Nosler. I do agree. However, that means I got to buy another scope. Shucks. Shucks.
Rats.
well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We're all working with you, Scott.
Yeah, you are. I don't know about the rest of the outside here of the studio, but yeah. But anyway, that's exciting. And you know what's exciting too is we have so many cow elk, and nobody really going. You know, in North Dakota, it's a once in a lifetime tag. So I mean, when you're going after that, nobody really wants to take a cow. They want something with horns, and I understand that completely. I do. As you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, I got horns hanging everywhere in the studio right now. But I've never ate one of them. So I'm excited to take a cow. I really am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm really jacked about that. Now, she also mentioned, since I drew my take too, she said, you know what we should do? She said, you should get a bull elk. She'll get a cow elk. And we should do European mounts side by side. Just the skulls.
Nice.
A cow
Nice.
skull hanging on the wall.
Nice.
I love the idea.
Nice.
I do. I think
Nice.
it's awesome.
You don't see that.
No, nobody keeps a
A
cow
cow
or a
skull.
doe or anything like that, right? I think that's a great idea. I love it.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
All right. What
So
else?
When's the season?
Start September. And I'm hoping to go after mine with archery.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm got a new bow, and I'm gonna put some time in behind it and get it tuned up and ready to go.
Have you shot it? You've been too busy.
No.
Too busy doing calving.
I have not thrown a single arrow through my new one. I'll grab my old bow and go after anything. I love that thing. But John Armin got me into this new one.
So what's the old one?
Oh, they're both Hoyts. I can't remember the names of one's a Maxis and one's a I can't remember. That's how old this
But
one
who
is.
who got
Well,
you
what's
the
the
new
new one?
I don't know. I haven't shot it.
one? So you got the new one from okay, so back it up. So who'd you get the new one from?
John Armin from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV.
Okay, so it's a new bow. You haven't
It's
have you
new to
shot
me.
it?
It's
have
new
you
to me.
shot it?
No, I
I'm
haven't shot it.
guessing.
Not at all.
No.
And you're gonna go hunt with this thing?
Well, I have till September, so
That's
Well,
like
you said
sending
it's a
me
Hoyt,
out after-
right?
it's a Hoyt.
So it's good quality.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great quality bow. You know, but
I haven't
gotta-
shot it.
I got to get new arrows because I got to get heavier spines because it's way more powerful. Right? I mean, I need new clothing. I need blinds. I need new cameras that send me pictures on my cell phone because everybody said they're really cool.
Cameras on
Okay,
your cell
if
phone.
you're going
Hold
if you're
on.
going for new clothing,
Hold
are you going for Sitka or Huey?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I like my Sitka clothing, but it's expensive. Kui or Kuai or
However you pronounce it.
you know, if you're gonna make a brand name, make it so people can understand how to pronounce it.
True.
Like Real Tree,
That's hard to
right?
say.
Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go with my Wrangler jeans and Carhartt jacket is probably gonna be what I'm gonna be using because that's what I'm in every day.
And the thing about it is, they don't know the difference.
They don't know the difference. That's what I'm in every day. It's probably like all the other things I've gotten is when I've been fencing and all of a sudden I see something. So I grab my bow and I start doing a spot and stock. But for elk, I would really like to try to take it with archery. And I have 3 places I want to put blinds up because I know the traffic patterns. And but everybody's been telling me about these game cameras that send pictures to your phone, and all you need is like 1 bar signal. And 2 of the 3 places I have that, the third place is not going to have that. So not sure.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on.
Well, if you need another blind, I have one. We can throw it up.
Here's what you need to do, Ryan. Right across from where you live in Bowman, there's a place called Little Missouri Ranch Supply. And they have these really, really, really nice plastic tree stump looking blinds that are just sitting there. They're not using them. Hook onto a couple of them and bring them up here.
Wind might blow them across.
Well, I tell you what, Scott.
Yeah.
If you go half and half, we'll make a deal.
No, you just take them. I'm not going to go half on free. This is free.
I just got to go back to clothing for a second. So the one time I came up here coyote hunting, and we shot my coy wolf. We took coyotes. We shot a
Whoa.
we shot a coyote.
We shot a coyote.
Iowa. So for the record, we shot a coyote, and I didn't have any fancy clothing. I'm wearing my Carhartt bibs and a sweatshirt. And we lay this one down, and we come back up to a friend of the family, and they have all of the special clothing and special.
They had the expensive clothing on.
The special rifle that's all camouflaged and everything else, and yeah, so it worked out well for us, but not so much for them. So that was the biggest coyote I've ever seen.
It's the biggest coyote the taxidermist has ever seen.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming here and joining me here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I appreciate everybody out there and tuning in. Of course, pre-recorded branding season. By the time you hear this, we'll be out getting the cattle in and having a little bit of fun. And I hope you help your neighbors out as well. Coyote season is year-round, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of the ranchers are having issues this year. Try to help them out. Eat some meat, drink some milk, wear fur and wool. Have yourself a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in to Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Are you guys like knocking everything over? Jeez, between you and Ryan over there.
I'm knocking over copper pipe, and he's knocking over antlers.
I didn't know you could say coy wolf on the radio.
Well, you can in Minnesota, not in North Dakota. I had to pay off the taxidermist to get that thing done for you. Here, you're just throwing me to the wolves out here.
I wanted to tell the story.
All right, YouTube, have yourself a good one. I'm going to end this before I get arrested.